Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Brooke is crying as Ridge leaves. Ridge informs Brooke that Hope is out of control while they are at her house. There is a problem with her. She pursued Finn and Thomas before pressuring Carter to cease the business. After this is finished, Hope will never again enter Forrester Creations. Brooke yells at him to be impartial and to stop disparaging her daughter. Try to figure out why they thought they had to take charge. Ridge finds it incomprehensible that she would stand up for Carter and Hope. Ridge asks her if she doesn't see what has happened to his family while holding her hand. Although Brooke disagrees with Hope and Carter's strategy, their statements are accurate. For many years, the Logans have been treated like slaves. She explains to him the significance of her lingerie line and hope for the future to the business. They never received the respect they were due in the workplace. Ridge informs her that he recently completed a significant relaunch for her line. Their firm was stolen by Carter and Hope, and she is supporting them. Because her daughter was in his ear, Carter snatched this. It's not going to go unpunished, you know that. Brooke asks if she expects her to ground her or send her to her room because she attacked his family and stole his company. Ridge wants her to leave. Hope and I will not reside on this place. It will not take place. Hope and Carter are excited about taking over the company at Forrester. Hope believes that the documents should be framed. She sits on his lap in the office chair and they share a kiss. When Will and Elektra show in, she says, "So you guys are in charge now?" Carter clarifies that they had to act in the company's best interests. As they explain that they are reviving hope for the future, Will offers them his congratulations. Elektra inquires as to if Ridge and Steffi had simply left. Although they're unsure, Hope reassures her that the jewelry line won't be impacted. Being a Forrester, Elektra thinks this seems strange because Steffi was always so nice to me. When Steffi informs Taylor that Carter's coup was successful, Taylor is devastated at the Cliff home. Steffi believes Hope enticed him to the top by taking advantage of a loophole. They find it hard to accept that this is the new normal. Steffi claims that Hope's manipulation of Carter is to blame. Steffi is told by Taylor that this is really regrettable. Steffi claims that neither she nor her father will give up. They have no power at the moment. As he flashes to being asked to leave Forrester, Remy modifies the picture of Elektra he is staring at in his dimly lit room. He recalls the time Elektra sobbed to him over someone editing her pictures to make them appear nude. It was he who reassured her. Remy sobs in the present, "Elektra, I'll always be there for you. You're being changed by LA. I will not allow that to occur." The laptop dings abruptly. Elektra is now wearing purple underwear in her shot. "I'm sorry to do this to you again, but I can't let Will win you over," he says. Will is asked by Elektra in the Forrester salon if this is still known as Forrester Creations. He tells her about the jewelry line, but he believes the shift is ridiculous. Elektra is concerned for Remy. She is worried that his feelings were wounded because he is a nice and trustworthy friend. She wasn't rude to him, according to Will. She couldn't hang out, and he must understand why. He taunts that she ought to be concerned about him and says, "Don't worry about Remy." They share a kiss. Hope exclaims in the main office that Carter put everything on the line for them. Hope informs him that this is his office now, and he says, "You know you can do whatever you want. Just know it won't be in vain. You deserve this, Carter." Whatever, she suggests that he hang a large portrait of himself or renovate. With a smile, Hope locks the door and says, "It's all yours." Ridge informs Brooke that he and Hope are not allowed to remain on the property. She takes advantage of others to achieve her goals. It's Carter now, Liam, Thomas, and Finn. What is the truth if that isn't it? Is she merely a useless slut? Who is she, gawping? Brooke asks, "What?" Like her mother, a slut, she remembers being referred to as the slut from the valley by his mother. Is that how he sees her? Of all people, he is aware of the impact that term has on her. Given everything her daughter has accomplished in the workplace, her role as a mother, and the fact that she took on the role of raising Douglas due to Thomas's instability, how could he degrade her to that level? She can hardly look at Ridge at all. "Who are you?" In response, Ridge asks, "Who are you?" "You're standing up for someone who hurt me. You ought to be standing up for me." Brooke refuses to evict Hope and Beth from their own home. "I'm not staying here with Hope. And then I'm gone," groans Ridge. "I want to stop fighting with you." He walks out after saying, "I love you too much." Brooke punches the chair while crying. When Ridge gets to the Cliff home, Steffi questions him about his purpose. They had a lot to discuss, and they both agree that the day was awful. Ridge claims that he told Brooke that Hope was at fault, but she is still standing up for her. It was a heated argument. As Ridge explains that he left Brooke and refused to reside on the same property as Hope, Taylor comes out of the adjacent room. Steffi is aware of his pain, but the Logans are to blame. Hope's mother is allowing her to care just about herself. Brooke is not on his side. "Why don't you remain with us here at this moment? We genuinely care about you and love you." She hugs her father. They are joined by Taylor. He uses that word and moves in with Taylor and Steffi, which causes a brutal argument between Brooke and Ridge. Ridge promised to stop Hope, Remy pulled another deepfake, and Zend expressed disbelief at Hope and Carter's revelation and employment offer. Ridge informs Brooke that there is a significant problem with Hope at home. After everything have returned to normal, she'll never again enter Forrester. Brooke tells him to be impartial and to quit disparaging her daughter. He claims there was an attack on his family. He questions how she can have the gall to defend them when she advises him to take their feelings into account. He reminds her of his family's treatment by them. Although Brooke disagrees with their strategy, they are correct that the Logans have received subhuman treatment. She enumerates Logan's numerous accomplishments to the business and laments that they were never given the credit they merited. He finds it unbelievable that she is supporting them in their attempt to rob his family of their business. As he continues to blame her kid and insists that she must be punished, she loses it. She cannot be grounded by Brooke. He declares his desire to have Hope removed. He refuses to live with her on this property. She implores him to refrain from discussing her daughter in this manner. He wonders if she is simply a worthless slut and enumerates all the men she has dated. Like her mom, her mouth is hanging open as she asks. She accuses him of observing her daughter in the same way as his mother did. She finds it unbelievable that he used that term. It pierces her heart. She sobs because she feels inferior. Brooke calls her daughter a bitch and a slut, reminding him of his son's instability and accusing him of being bold. She has no idea who she is staring at. "Who are you?" he says. She is standing up for someone who hurt him. Brooke says he will go since he won't evict Beth and Hope. He leaves because he loves her too much to continue fighting. Brooke punches a couch while sobbing. Hope sits on Carter's lap at Forrester and they chat about how they finally succeeded. He has a lot of hope for the future. When Will and Elektra arrive, they are told of the shift at the top. "Well done," Will says. The supervisors order them to stop packing up HFTF and reassure her that none of this would affect the jewelry line. Although Elektra is pleased to hear that, as a Forrester, this seems strange. Carter informs Hope that the crew is handling the news well when they are by themselves. She assures him that the risks he has made will not be in vain, even if she knows it is still difficult. He is deserving of authority. She shuts the door after reminding him that the office is now his. Will and Elektra visit the salon and inquire about the current name of the business. She is concerned that she offended Remy earlier. He assures her that Remy is not a concern. She kisses her when she ought to be worried about him. Taylor attempts to comprehend what has transpired at the Cliff home. Steffi believes Hope enticed Carter up there by using a loophole to scam his way to the top. Steffi finds it hard to comprehend that this is the new normal and that Hope is solely to blame. Hope will simply drain Carter and move on, she is certain. Ridge and she both feel helpless. When Ridge arrives, he tells his daughter that he has had an incredible day. She is horrified to learn that Brooke has spoken up for her daughter and claims that Hope was the ringleader. After giving Brooke an ultimatum, he left. "You abandoned Brooke?" Taylor asks. Steffi informs her father that all of his suffering is being caused by the Logans. The battle is lost. He ought to be with his loved ones. Remy runs the software for his most recent deepfake of Elektra in his dimly lit apartment while crossing his arms in case she tells him not to come to her job. He remembers Elektra becoming alarmed when the first deepfake began to circulate at school. He gave her a hug and assured her that he would support her. Remy asserts that he will not allow LA to change her. Processing of the deepfake has completed. He regrets having to do this again, but he cannot let Will win her. Another deepfake from him. Have you yet to join our Facebook groups for soap spoilers? The most controversial of Ridge Forrester's actions on The Bold and the Beautiful was when he viciously attacked his own daughter, Hope Logan, the daughter of Brooke Logan. Carter Walton, his confidant and the company's legal advisor, then restored the Hope for the Future line and fully supported Hope. One of the most dramatic scenes in recent soap opera episodes, this series of events revealed Ridge's intense internal conflict and the depth of his resentment toward his family members. Many questioned Ridge's true allegiances after he attacked Hope verbally and emotionally, perhaps motivated by personal grudges and a sense of betrayal. Carter's choice to reinstate HFTF in order to support Hope was a pivotal point for both Hope and Forrester Creations' overall destiny. Ridge's more selfish and vengeful intentions contrasted sharply with Carter's unshakable faith in Hope and her design skills. The main reason Ridge was upset with Hope was because she belonged to the group at Forrester Creations that opposed him and his power. Ridge had become used to running the family business, having always been the independent patriarch of Forrester Creations. However, Ridge found himself more and more marginalized in business affairs as his daughter Steffi, his stepson Thomas, and now Hope gained sway. In Ridge's eyes, Hope had always been the golden kid. She was a good-hearted woman who became well known for her clothing line, Hope for the Future. But as she got more involved in business affairs, particularly with Carter, Ridge started to regard her as a danger to both his personal vision for Forrester Creations and the company's long-standing tradition. Ridge's anger was stoked by his belief that Hope stood in the way of his plans. When Ridge discovered that Hope and Carter were not only preparing a significant change in the company's operations but also collaborating to bring Hope for the Future back to life, a project Ridge had little patience for, the drama reached its climax. At Forrester Creations, HFTF had long been a contentious line. Ridge viewed it as a product line that was outside the conventional purview of the company's upscale fashion traditions, even if it highlighted Hope's skills and catered to a younger audience. Hope's persistent attention to HFTF, in his opinion, was a diversion from the more upscale, elegant designs that Forrester Creations was renowned for. Ridge believed that Hope was weakening the Forrester history and that HFTF didn't fit with the brand's traditional style. During a heated exchange between Ridge and Brooke, this emotional conflict between father and daughter took center stage. Since the younger generation, especially Hope, had new ideas and innovative methods that may keep Forrester Creations relevant in a changing fashion business, Brooke had been attempting to persuade Ridge to see things from Hope's point of view. Ridge, though, was not going anywhere. When he accused Hope of conspiring with Carter to discredit him and take over the business, his resentment toward her reached a boiling point. In contrast to any concrete proof of Hope's wrongdoing, Ridge's claims appeared to be motivated solely by his personal fears and anxiety about losing influence inside the organization. Hope was astonished and devastated when he attacked her, accusing her of betraying the family and casting doubt on her allegiance. Hope saw Ridge's attack as the result of years of conflict within the Forrester family, not just a personal betrayal. For the majority of her life, Hope had been striving to meet the high standards set by her father, Brooke, and the other members of the Forrester family. As a designer and as a daughter, she had always put a lot of effort into proving herself. In order to establish her position within the organization and attract the upcoming generation of fashion enthusiasts, she made the decision to re-establish HFTF and pursue her vision for Forrester Creations. Ridge saw it as an insult to all he stood for, but she thought it was a daring move that could only enhance the Forrester heritage. Ridge's criticism of Hope for what she perceived to be her contribution to the business was more devastating than she could have ever anticipated. Ridge's verbal abuse of Hope was not an isolated incident of rage, rather, it was a component of a more extensive and damaging pattern of behavior that he had been displaying. Hope's work with Carter to restore HFTF added to his sense of estrangement from his family and his company, which he had been experiencing more and more. Although Ridge had never given up a fight, his feelings seemed more intense than usual this time. He saw Carter as an ally in his battle to reclaim control of the business that had been his territory for so long. However, Ridge's paranoia only increased as Carter and Hope became closer. Carter, in his opinion, was too anxious to win Hope over and was prepared to jeopardize his position at Forrester Creations. He saw Carter as a faithful ally, so this feeling of betrayal further fueled the flames. Ridge's emotions of betrayal were heightened when Carter decided to restore HFTF at the same time as Ridge was attacking Hope. Despite Ridge's emotional outbursts, Carter remained professional. Rather, he concentrated on the company's best interests and what he thought would contribute to its long-term success. He was aware of Hope's enormous design potential and the contribution her line made to the business. Carter recognized that the tastes of the younger generation were shifting and that HFTF was the ideal means to reach that market, whereas Ridge's plan for Forrester Creations was centered on tradition and luxury fashion. He took the bold decision to bring the line back because he thought Hope's idea could breathe new life into the brand. His choice to back Hope was founded on what he believed was best for Forrester Creations, not on feelings or kinship ties. It stood in sharp contrast to Ridge's more sentimental and private motives. Ridge and the other members of the Forrester family became even more estranged after Carter's choice rocked the family. Although Ridge's emotional outburst and assault on Hope were undoubtedly personal, they also had a significant impact on the relationships of the family at Forrester Creations. His wife, Brooke, who was a fervent supporter of Hope, was among the family members he alienated with his activities. When Brooke witnessed her kid being verbally abused by her own father, she was devastated and did not hold back from expressing her views. She made an effort to reason with Ridge, but she felt powerless because of his unyielding determination to change his position. Additionally, Ridge's attack caused a rift with his kids. Steffi, who had been faithful to her father for a long time, was caught between admiring Hope and loving him. Ridge created a rift between him and his daughter that would take long to heal because he was hesitant to consider things from her point of view. Ever the opportunist, Thomas appeared to take pleasure in the mayhem and looked for methods to further control the circumstances to his advantage. In contrast, Hope found herself in the middle of a conflict that she had not started. She was motivated by her love for Forrester Creations and her faith in her idea for HFTF, but Ridge's attack rocked her to her core. She was now the target of her father's disdain after spending so much of her life trying to win his acceptance. Hope stayed steadfast in her dedication to the business and her vision for its future in spite of her hurt. She started to mend the damaged trust between herself and the Forrester family with Carter's steadfast assistance. The conflict between Ridge and Hope marked a sea change in the story of the Forrester family. It brought to light the strong emotional undercurrents that pervaded the family dynamics and demonstrated how loyalty and personal grudges could create or ruin relationships. Carter's choice to stand by Hope served as a reminder of the strength of professional ambition and the conviction that what is best for the company's future is what matters most, even though Ridge's attack on Hope and his emotional outbursts were motivated by fear and insecurity. The frailty of the Forrester family and the difficulty of striking a balance between familial loyalty and the demands of managing a multinational fashion business were made clear by this scene in The Bold and the Beautiful. The relationship between Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes, who have always played major roles in The Bold and the Beautiful, has been a defining aspect of the soap opera's plot for many years. Their reunion, a crucial point in the narrative, has been anticipated for many years and is replete with intense emotion, introspection, and concerns about their relationship's future. At one point, Ridge muses about his lengthy love relationships and the significance Taylor has always held for him, saying, "Maybe she was always the right choice." In addition to acknowledging their previous love, Ridge's discovery that Taylor might have been the perfect decision all along represented a deep introspection about his own desires, his relationship with Brooke Logan, and his views on loyalty and family. Ridge's life undergoes a dramatic change when he and Taylor reunite, forcing them to face their common past, separate paths, and possible future together. Ridge and Taylor's reunion is one of the most powerful and poignant plotlines in The Bold and the Beautiful's history because of the intricacy of their relationship, their undeniable chemistry, and the emotional significance of this moment. Ridge has been vacillating between his two greatest loves, Brooke and Taylor, for years. Throughout The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke and Taylor's conflict has been a prominent theme as they both compete for Ridge's love and try to establish themselves in his heart. Although Ridge has sincere affections for both ladies, their relationship is hampered by miscommunications, years of history, and competing desires. He and Brooke have always had a passionate relationship, characterized by a deep attraction and a shared past that stretches back to their early years. But in spite of their obvious bond, Ridge has found it challenging to give Brooke his whole attention because of their relationship's misunderstandings, betrayals, and emotional wounds. Conversely, Ridge and Taylor's relationship has always been based on a strong emotional bond and respect for one another. Ridge has always found stability in his life with Taylor, a psychiatrist and the mother of his children. She has been a constant in Ridge's life because of her composed manner, emotional intelligence, and continuous support. Despite the numerous challenges they have faced, their relationship has stayed strong throughout their lengthy and complex history together. Ridge seems to be experiencing a revelation regarding his affections for Taylor when he adds, "Maybe she was always the right choice." Ridge had been torn between two ladies who represented distinct facets of his life for a long time. Brooke embodied the thrill and unpredictable nature of love with her ferocious passion and emotional intensity. Although their relationship was frequently chaotic and heartbreaking, she pushed Ridge to new heights and challenged him. Conversely, Taylor stood for emotional stability and security. She had always supported Ridge through good times and bad, giving him a sense of calm and comprehension that Brooke couldn't give him. Over the years, Ridge had grown to rely on Taylor's abilities to provide him with emotional support and to be a constant in his life. And as he started thinking back on their past together, it became more and more obvious that Taylor might have been the person who really got him, who was there for him no matter what, and who was there when he needed her most. This insight pertains not only to Ridge's affection for Taylor but also to the emotional path Ridge has taken over the years. Ridge's perception of what he needs in a mate changes as he gets older and more experienced. Ridge may have been attracted to the intensity and excitement of his relationship with Brooke when he was younger, but as time goes on, he comes to understand that what he really wants is stability, emotional support, and a companion who can help him face life's obstacles head-on. That support has always been given by Taylor, and Ridge realizes that maybe she was the right person for him all along. This epiphany is not meant to cast doubt on his love for Brooke or their shared past, but rather to acknowledge that Taylor has always been the one who has genuinely comprehended him more deeply. Ridge and Taylor are also forced to consider their past and their shared history as a result of their reunion. Over the years, the two have experienced many highs and lows, and their relationship has never been straightforward. Taylor has changed and matured as a person, overcoming her past struggles with feelings of inadequacy and her incapacity to compete with Brooke for Ridge's affections. Taylor has become more mature and self-assured as a result of learning over the years to put her own pleasure and well-being first. Ridge has also undergone a personal metamorphosis. Even though his time with Brooke was intense and exciting, it also revealed his relationship's flaws and vulnerabilities. Ridge and Taylor's reunion is about more than just reigniting their romance, it's about recognizing the personal and romantic development they have both undergone. The reunion with Ridge presents both opportunities and difficulties for Taylor. She has always had a strong affection for Ridge, and she has always dreamed of getting back together with him. She is conscious of the emotional difficulties that accompany being with Ridge, though. Taylor is aware of Ridge and Brooke's past together as well as their strong bond. Although she knows that their love has been deep and life-changing, she also realizes that Ridge and Brooke's connection cannot be readily ended. In spite of this, Taylor decides to accept her feelings for Ridge and give herself permission to pursue a relationship with him. Taylor sees this reunion as an opportunity for a second chance, a chance to get back what she's always desired with Ridge but was never able to have in full. Although she is aware that there may be difficulties in their relationship, she is prepared to meet them head-on because she and Ridge have the capacity to create a solid and enduring bond. In addition to their affection for one another, Ridge and Taylor's reunion has depth since they acknowledge how special their bond is. Ridge's connection with Taylor is distinct from his relationship with Brooke, which has always been characterized by ups and downs. In contrast to his relationships with other women, Ridge and Taylor share a feeling of harmony and understanding. They provide Ridge with the security and support he has been yearning for because of their shared past, their kids, and their strong emotional bond. Ridge views Taylor as his rock in a chaotic and unpredictable world, the one person who has consistently supported him through the arrival and departure of others. Additionally, Taylor sees this reunion with Ridge as a chance to find peace and fulfillment that she had long given up on but is now beginning to see may be possible. In the end, Ridge and Taylor's reunion represents a time of maturation, introspection, and epiphany. Ridge concludes that Taylor might have always been the best option for him after thinking back on his previous relationships and the ladies he has loved. A change in Ridge's priorities and a better comprehension of what he really wants in a mate are symbolized by their reunion. As Taylor regains the love and support she has always wanted with Ridge, this reunion is a long-awaited moment of happiness and fulfillment for her. They start a new chapter in their relationship together, one that is full of understanding, hope, and the potential for a long-lasting partnership. In addition to reflecting on their past, Ridge's remark, "Maybe she was always the right choice," also acknowledges the potential future they could share, one that is based on love, stability, and respect for one another.